Yep, we're seriously doing this one. For your transformation today, we're going to be looking at Studio Series 86 KUP. Wow. This is going to be rough, because this is one Transformer figure that I've only reviewed a few times, and it's not day by day. It's actually 1 week, and then it's the following week, and so on. So my experience with this one is pretty rough. But then again, what Transformer so far out of this series have I not had trouble with? Let's give it a go. Why not? Let the fun commence. So we'll go ahead and take his accessories off to kick things off, from transforming him from his futuristic truck mode to his robot mode. Alright, with that out of the way, unpeg his hands down here. Get your thumbnail in there and pull. Then you can pop this section. It's easier if you actually get one side first and swing that up. And swing that one up. There we go. Now that that's complete, we need to go ahead and... This is a tricky part. And not exactly for going from vehicle form to robot mode, but going from robot mode back to vehicle form. This part here always gets me. Get this unpegged as best as you can. I haven't exactly figured out a good way to make this work. No matter how many times I've transformed this guy, even if it is a weekly basis. Man. I guess what you can kind of do is push up here, maybe just to free this up just a little bit so we can get that to untab here. There we go. So now that that's finally unclipped, bring it back until it feels like it locked into place, which it really didn't, but it just, that sound. Open up this piece so you can swing this peg all the way in. So now it lines up with the slot and you can peg that together. I said you can peg it together. Don't make me a liar. Try your best to repeat the same process on this side, on this hinge here. Bring it up as best as you can until you feel like you've got some space here to pry this sucker out, and hope to God you don't break it. Because you probably will. If you follow my video, you will. Ah, man, that thing just blows. There we go. Then bring that up and then close it back, and there we go. There's his legs. We just need to now flip out his feet like that. And this looks weird, but that's part of the transformation. Swing its legs front just a little bit so it doesn't look too awkward. And then we can go ahead and take this entire section here and swing it about that much. Not too much, because you don't want to force it, because there's still stuff locked here that's not going to allow it to move any further, like his arms, for instance. So we need to go ahead and first get this pop open, as it should. But once it's in there on my figure, man, it's really in there like everything else. Just doesn't want to let go. Everything just fights me on this one. Oh, there we go. Well, at least the arms came out first. That's fine. Okay, so now we got the backpack open on a double hinge. Swing it back as far as it'll go, like that, and fold this piece in and fold that one up. Sandwich the two together. We're done for that part. Now we should be allowed to swing this entire torso section up until it just, you know, it whoops. That's all it does. It doesn't really clip into place. It doesn't snap. It just goes whoop, like that. Okay. Cool. Next, take the wheel wells from the front and just fold them in like that. Bring down his shoulders, or what will become his shoulders. Make sure they're pegged in first before you do this. Otherwise, you might have a tendency to pop that off. And if you do pop this off, it is really difficult to get it back on. I'm telling you guys, take my word for it. So what we need to do now is take this panel piece, and it's supposed to swing forward, not backwards, forwards, all the way, more, until it just pretty much clips into place there, creating his arm. Now repeat the same process on the side if you haven't got confused yet. Peg that in. Make sure that stays pegged in as you go about moving this piece here. Just hope for the best. Just make sure everything's out of the way. Swing it up to it. Clips into place like that. We're getting there. We're getting there. Bring up his backpack like so. And you can go ahead and peg that sucker in. As long as these are lined up correctly, they should peg in. So he says again to his audience, which is about 10-15 people max. Yes. It should peg in. It should peg in. It's not pegging in. Peg it in. Peg it in. Peg it in. Peg in there, you son of a bitch. Peg in there. Peg in there. It should peg in, but it's not pegging in. I have no idea why it's not pegging in. Something seems off here. Why you no peg in? Why you no peg in? Why do you not peg in? It keeps pushing out for some reason. Maybe if I go ahead and work on this bit here, these pegs here are supposed to go underneath the wheels like that, keeping his collar locked in place. Now let's see what I did wrong here. And I promise I have never had trouble here. Now it's giving me trouble because I'm on camera. Pegged in. Feels like it's too hot. Maybe it's got something to do with this. I think I found it. Yeah, maybe. Yep, there we go. So the problem was I forgot to bring his chest piece all the way forward and swing it down a little bit on this hinge here. That's why I wasn't lining up right. And I think I kind of damaged it as well. Kinda, only because now it keeps trying to push out when it obviously shouldn't be. But lo and behold, there's KUP in his robot form. Which again, could be just I didn't do something right here, but he still looks like he's doing a pelvic thrust because of the alignment of his entire lower section compared to his upper section. Just, it doesn't look right. But then again, this is a deluxe class Transformer figure, and how accurate could they possibly make it look for its robot mode in this scale? I don't know. Anyway, you know what this means. Now that we're done here, we're gonna go ahead and pop this back open so we can get started at putting him back in his vehicle form, which, dear God, he's really doing this. He's really gonna do it. He doesn't have a choice. It's part of the series. So, now that we got that flipped all the way in, the hardest part is getting it to come back out and swing it all the way back, daddy, like that. Okay, now let's do that again, because it was fun the first time. Oh, cup. Oh, I didn't know you could actually go backwards. Well, maybe I have been doing it wrong the whole time, but then again, I'm not looking at the instructions because they're right there. Alright, so let's go ahead and unpeg this then. So we'll unpeg that one. So we can go ahead and flip back out his wheels. And then we should be able to fold this down to this point again, and then we can get everything adjusted to where it needs to be here. Like so and like so. Just like that. Okay. And we can actually split this apart because we need this piece to actually come forward here first. So that's going to come back up. As long as his head isn't in the way, you should be able to push this back into place here. There we go. Like, make up your mind. Do you want to go in or do you not? Come on now. Is it in there yet? That's what she said. There we go. So now that we got this ugly looking thing going on, which is accurate, we need to split apart his legs here so we got the clearance to actually... You know what we can do actually is that we can just go ahead and transform this back just like that. Make sure it pegs in, even though it's not really pegging into anything here. Just make sure it lines up. And then we can flip his feet up, or his toes to his feet. Now that that's taken care of, this should make it a lot easier. Now we can flip all this back, make sure his arm's out of the way first, so we can push this back as far as it will go. So we got something going here, and we're almost done. But here comes the tricky part. Taking this piece again, and this is what I warned you guys about earlier. This is the hardest part of the transformation. It's getting this sucker to clip back in to the wheel well to make this nicely structured. And to this day, I still have really no idea what it takes to get this to stay in place. There is just too much forcing going on to the point where every time I'm done transforming this guy, in this part of it, it really does burn my fingers. They are in so much pain when this is done. Wow, that actually didn't take long at all compared to doing it off camera. Surprisingly, something went right on camera. Okay, alright, we're almost there. Now all we need to do is just flip these panels back down, which is going to create the bed of the truck. Some people say he's a car. I say he's a truck. A futuristic looking truck from the year 2005. Peg his hands back into place here. That secures everything. Just readjust to your liking. Just make sure everything's still flush. Right. No turds in the toilet. We'll go ahead and peg back in his blaster. And we will peg in his Energon goodies for when he runs into those alligator monsters from the movie. Alicon, something like that. There you go. He's got something to keep them entertained for a while. Alright, there we go. Bada bing, bada boom, bada bang. We are done with KUP. There he is back in his Cybertronian, if you want to call it, but it's supposed to be a futuristic truck. An Earth truck from the future, from the year 2005, which doesn't look accurate at all, does it? It doesn't look anything like you would see today. Then again, there's a lot of A movie properties that don't look anything like they're supposed to. Hence, Back to the Future. Where's my hoverboard? By Mattel. Where's my self-tying shoes? I'm just saying. Anyway, there you go. Yay, it's pretty cool. If you can find them in stores, like I say, pick them up. You won't be disappointed, except the first couple of times you go about transforming this guy, even with the instructions. Whew, what a joy. So that's going to do it. Questions, comments, you know, hit it down below in the comment section of this video. If you like this one, hit the thumbs up button. Don't forget to sub up. If you didn't like it, hit the thumbs down. Don't forget to throw in the towel. And until next time, this is LetZ Power signing off, saying fare thee well, so long, goodbye, and get out. Have a good one. See you then.